Hi there, thank you so much for joining me here today. In today's video, I want to talk about why you could be feeling stuck. And I'm going to be honest right up front, this is going to be a bit of a tough love video. I am talking to so many people right now who are, well, I mean, I talk to them a lot, but I'm really just been reflecting on it this weekend. People who are stuck and who are in this place of, well, I'll figure it out. And whenever I hear someone say, I'll figure it out, or I'm just figuring it out, it tells me something about how they're going through this process. And that's what this video is about. Really, it's about talking like, how do you actually figure it out? How do you get through this? And how do you get unstuck? And I really want to be honest. I mean, I'm always honest, but this is going to be a bit more of a tough love video because I want you to get unstuck. I want you to feel so freaking awesome about yourself and the career that you've created and how that's had this amazing effect on the rest of your life that you wake up in the morning with a smile on your face. Like, I want you to feel really jazzed up and empowered. Like, I want you to feel like a badass. It's really what I want for you. So this is coming from love. Everything I share in this video is coming from love, but I want to send this message because it's really, really important if you are feeling stuck. So if this sounds like something you think would benefit you, please stay tuned. It's going to be a bit more of a informal video today. I'm filming this actually on a Sunday afternoon, and I've just been reflecting on this the whole weekend, and I just felt really inspired to basically turn on the camera and film today. I do have to apologize if you hear a beeping sound in the background. That's my freezer. My ice maker was broken and an appliance guy came to fix it this morning and my freezer was open for about an hour. There it goes. It's beeping and telling me that it's not to temperature yet because it was open. So I apologize if it's annoying. Hopefully the microphone won't pick it up too much, but I just felt like I really wanted to hop on today and share these messages with you today. Actually, and I shared a post on Instagram and my Facebook page as well as on LinkedIn this morning about our minds. And if you are trying to make a career change and you are feeling stuck, a big reason of this could be because you are stuck in your mind. And I really want to unpack this here because it's super, super important. We live in a society that places really, really heavy emphasis on the logical mind as the end all be all, using logic, knowledge, and everything. And there is a place for our minds, 100%. They are super powerful and we need them. We need them to process information. We need them to collect knowledge, to implement strategy, all those beautiful things that I actually personally love. If you don't know much about me at this point, I used to be a CPA. I have a background in economics, financial planning. I'm a numbers person. I am a logical, linear person. I used to be much more than I used to be simply because I realized the shortcomings of being so logical all the time. And I was in resistance to it. Like, I was a person who was really, really believed like that the logical mind just trumped everything. And I almost, when it came to emotions, I had a really weird relationship with them, to be honest with you. And I realized that a lot of my feelings about emotions and heart and all that kind of stuff came from a lot of outside sources, and how we're kind of taught that, especially in business, if you've been in the corporate world, like, there's no place for emotions and all those kinds of stuff. Like, well, hate to break it to everybody, but our emotions are pretty freaking important. They're really our guideposts in so much of our lives. So the problem comes is when we use only our mind to make decisions and we don't take our heart and our soul into consideration. So I want to talk first about the mind. We have, as scientists have, I don't know what they've done to prove this, but they've said we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. Something like 90% of those are just repeat thoughts of what you thought the day before. And that makes sense if you know anything about neuroscience. Like, if we had to think every thought, we would probably lose our minds or go crazy. Like, think about it. If you had to think about how to unscrew the toothpaste tube every morning and night, or how often you brush your teeth, you would go nuts if you had to think about everything. So much of our thoughts are in our subconscious mind. We are not consciously thinking them. We're on autopilot. And that's how it's supposed to be. Because like I said, if we had to think every single one of those thoughts, we would go crazy. The problem is when we go on autopilot for everything each day. So what happens is when we're feeling stuck, what we're actually doing is just having the same thoughts every day, and the same thoughts lead to the same decisions. It leads to the same action steps. It just continues. So it's kind of like a Groundhog Day. And that's what being stuck is. It's like you're just repeating the same day, the same life over and over again. And it starts from, a lot of that is your thoughts. So if we don't become very conscious and very intentional about our thoughts, that's what will happen. We'll have the same life. We may change a few things. We may change jobs. In your personal life, you may change partners, you may change homes, but essentially, things kind of feel the same. And we can actually spend a lot of time making a lot of changes in our physical world, hoping we'll feel different. But the problem is, if we don't ever change our thoughts or anything to begin with, we're going to feel the same way. You might get a bit of a boost. Oh, I got a new job. This is it. This is exciting. I've got it. This is going to be the best thing ever. And I've had so many people tell me this. This is it. It sounds great. The interview went fabulous. They hired me. And then 3 months later, they're like, no, it's no different. It's the same. And it's because you brought the same person forward. Like, you're the common denominator in all of that, right? And that's okay. That's okay. It also means you have the power to change your circumstances. So if you think about making decisions from only your mind stores your past. Your mind stores everything that's happened in your past, and your mind also stores all the data, all the information, everything you're getting out here in the world. So if you think about making a decision based only on your logic, only on your mind, you are making decisions based on your past and based on the data you have filtered in. Because there's way too much information to know everything. So your brain is constantly filtering information based on your beliefs. So if you believe say you believe that you cannot make money doing something you love. What your brain has been doing for you is constantly bringing in data that proves that. It does. It's how your brain is actually set up. So if you make a decision only on your brain, again, I'm going to repeat this because it's so important. You're only making decisions based on your past experiences and the data that you're filtering in based on your beliefs. So if you make a decision based only on your mind, you are basically repeating the past over and over again. Hence, you feel stuck. And that is why, if you want to make a true transformation, not just a change, a true transformation where you feel differently, you're excited when you wake up in the morning, you feel good on a Monday morning just as you would on a Friday morning. You feel energized at the end of your day. First of all, have to change some thoughts, but also you have to tap into different parts of you, and that would be your heart and your soul. So let's talk about that for a moment, because it is, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, it can feel a little bit foreign if you're used to using only your logical mind, and I understand that, but your soul knows what will make you actually happy. The battle becomes silencing the mind. Your soul has a reason why it came to this earth at this time. You actually have that information inside of you. There is no other you on this earth. There is only one you. You have something to bring forth in this world. And you know it. Everyone knows it. It's just how much they allow themselves to feel it. And do we shut it off? We shut it off because our mind tells us that's not possible. But again, your mind is telling you it's not possible because it's looking at your past and all the data you're collecting in. And that's why it's that battle between your heart and soul and your mind over here. And which one are you going to let win? You need your mind. You need your mind for strategy. And I'm not ever saying you throw it away. But there has to be a balance. There must be a balance. If you want to create meaningful change, it's a balancing of your head and your heart. You cannot let your mind run this show. If I were to tell you all the stories about my past, if I were to tell you even my current circumstances, if you've been following me on social media at all, like, I have been a single parent since, end of 2008. I live in a house in a neighborhood that I never, ever thought I could live in. And if I had listened to the stories about being a single parent, I wouldn't be here. If I had listened to all the stories about us being a single parent, I would not have made a career change. I am the sole breadwinner in my home. The cards are stacked against me. I have a family who does not support me, who actually, I would argue, goes the other way. They actively want me to not succeed. I'm the quote unquote black sheep of the family because I come from quite a dysfunctional family, and I'm that person that says, I don't want to participate in the dysfunction. And you kind of become that outcast person, right? I'm that person. If I were to add up all the reasons, and there's plenty of them that I could come out, my logical mind could come up with on why this won't work, I would stay stuck. How I was able to change is to actually tap into my soul. And there are so many things in my past, and that will be the same for you, that has given you clues about what you came here to do. And it's quieting the mind, taking some space and time to be able to really feel into it. And notice I didn't say think about it, because it's a feeling thing. It's not thinking. Now, this is not to say you need to do this alone. When we talk about inner work, there always is an element of doing it in isolation and alone. But doing inner work really means actually accessing yourself, your own knowing. And some of the biggest transformations I have had has been with the support of someone else. But it's finding the answers from within. It's an inward journey. It's not having somebody tell me the answers. They can give me guidance around it, but then me really tapping into my own truth. And this is what I want for you, is to really learning to trust yourself. Learning to trust yourself really is the foundational piece to true transformation. And it's not giving your power away to everybody else, but giving it to yourself. And it's not overpowering, it's empowering, taking back your power. Because when we look outside ourselves for all the answers, we give away our power. And that's why so many people right now feel so unsafe and so insecure, because they're giving all their power away to somebody else. When you give your power to yourself, or you keep your power, that's true safety. That is true security. And it's from that place you can freaking go out in this world and you can just take on whatever comes your way. Honestly, I don't even know how to explain it more than that. It's just having this deep feeling from deep within your soul. Like, I trust myself. I trust myself. It took me some time to get there. But it's not something I would ever give up anymore, ever again. Because I know deep within my soul, like, I am my own security. I am my own safety. Whatever other messages are coming at me and whatever my mind wants to try to tell me, and wherever that fear might crop up. So I want to segue a little bit next in this video and talk about identity. And I've talked about this in other videos, but it's really important to mention here as well. You will not be able to make a change in your career or you have true transformation, meaning you feel differently, you experience it differently, unless and until you are willing to change your identity. I said that slowly, very intentionally, because I want those words to really sink in. You cannot see yourself as how you've been in the past. You cannot see yourself as maybe others see you, especially if they don't see you in a positive light. You cannot believe the crappy messages that you've been told. We've all been told not very nice things about ourselves. I'm sorry, if you've been on this planet, if you're human on this planet, you've been told things that are not very nice to you. You have to choose to believe something different. You have to decide. You have to decide, who do you want to be? Not who you've been, not who you think right now is possible. Again, that possible is your brain kicking in. Your brain is taking over anytime you say that. What's possible is your brain. Asking yourself, something I actually do when I really want to tap in and get out of my brain is actually put my hand on my heart. I will actually put my hand on my heart, connects to my body and allows me to tap into what my body is telling me, because your body is this amazing system that's giving you always signs and things and messages. We just got to listen to it. Again, turning off that mind, listening to the body. So if you need to, place your hand on your heart and ask, like, who do you want to be? Really? Do you want to be a badass rock star? Do you want to be somebody who like just shows up in this world and says, world, here I freaking am? Do you want to be somebody who's a leader, somebody who's creating meaningful and powerful change? Do you want to be somebody who stood for something? When you are on your deathbed, however many decades, and let's hope this is freaking decades ahead, when you're on your deathbed, do you want to look back and remember, when, man, I gave it all all I had. I gave it all I had. When the chips were down, I put on my big girl panties and I kept on going. Like, decide that. Because unless you do, nothing will change, really, truthful, in a meaningful way. You can change your environment. You can change a whole bunch of stuff. Until you decide, really, truly, deep in your heart and deep in your soul, that I am gonna be that person. Like, for me, like, one of my things was like, I needed to be that person to break all that ancestral and generational crap that was in my family. Women all along my ancestry keeping themselves small and shrinking constantly. I'm that person. I decided that person many years ago. That's who I was going to be. Not the person who follows along and just takes life and just whatever happens, happens. It's good enough. It's, you don't deserve better. You have to decide, because unless and until you do, nothing will change. And you will become more and more frustrated and angry and bitter, whatever feelings you are feeling right now. And I mean this with so much love. Like I said at the beginning, this is a tough love video. But I want you to step into that, because life is so much better. So much better when you do. You realize how much, all of us have done this to a certain degree, held ourselves back. For what? For what? I don't know. Why do we do it? Scared? Scared of what? I think it's just we all have to ask ourselves these deeper questions like, really, what have you got to lose, truly? The most meaningful thing, in my opinion, in life is actually being yourself and then going out in the world and sharing that with the world. Like, what better legacy to leave on this earth? So I'm going to leave this video here. I do get very passionate about it, but it's important because to me, it's very important because I've been on the other side. I've been on the side where I'm keeping myself small and feeling scared, feeling uncertain. And I'm in a different place now. And all I can say is it's way better on this side. It's way better. And this is what you came here to do. This is why we're all here. I mean, why else would we be here? Like, think about it. Why else would we be here unless it's to show up exactly who we came here to be?